Monday Night Raw, 8/24/2020, the post-SummerSlam edition. I know this review is getting out to you guys much later. I wanted to do a stream originally, then it turned into, am I even going to get this review out to you guys? We're out in the world. I got a good excuse. It's my birthday. That's right, it's BC's birthday today, man. Who'da thunk it, man? We rocking out. We decided to take a trip, obviously, and we're out in the world, man. And there was no way I wasn't gonna get this Raw review out to you guys. So that's what we're doing. When I say we're out in the world, we're out in the world, man. It's windy. There's a lot of noise behind me. I'm hoping you guys can hear this at all. Not only that, but where I'm at, it's very echoey. But this is what we're doing. We're about to do a brunch or breakfast, I guess you could say, and then we're taking a bit of a fucking trip. You know, the Amplified Man is taking his birthday hiatus. So for the next couple of days, the Amplified Man is going to be out and about. So there'll be no vids for at least a few days. I hope to be back with you guys for the Payback build-up this weekend, but we'll see. But I want to thank everybody, man, for supporting the channel. My tried and true AMP unit members, you guys know who you are, and everybody that has supported, whether from day one or you just jumped on board over the last 24 hours. I know we gained a lot more subscribers over the last 24 hours. Usually that happens with these bigger pay-per-views. Yesterday's review, the good, the bad, and the ugly for SummerSlam, man, we did that on a live stream, and you guys, I mean, there was a point where we were 700 in. There were so many people, I couldn't even read the live chat. I didn't even know who was there, who wasn't. I just hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, man, that was a lot of people, man. And you know, that's why I usually do these streams in the morning or in the afternoon, because I know it won't be that many people, and we can, you know, interact a little better. But man, that was you guys showed up deep for that, man, and we had a lot of fun. And that's why I want to thank all you guys, man, because you know, you just make it good, you make it fun, and you make it worth doing. So thank you guys, honestly, can't thank you enough. And I know when it's my birthday, you guys always wish the Amplified Man happy birthday, but I want to put it onto you guys and say thank you for all the support, always. And I'm not going to waste your time anymore. I know it's a little later in the day as it is. This Monday Night Raw was all over the place, man. Again, I hope you guys can hear me, man. I really do. When I say we're out in the world, we're out in the world. But beautiful day, and we rocking it, and I hope you guys are kicking ass too. But this Raw was all over the place, and I think what they tried to do is just shove segment after segment after segment, throw everybody they have on the roster out there, and hopefully with all the smoke and mirrors, we're not going to realize that the segments are fucking just trash. But what they don't understand is there's people like the Amplified Man that is going to see through the bullshit, and I got to call it out. Unfortunately, that's going to be a lot about what this review is, guys. I don't see a lot of good that came from this show. I'll try to, as I go through it with you guys, I'll try to see if there was any good. And you know I'm fair and consistent, so I will definitely call out that good. But I just don't know if there was any, guys. We started off with Drew McIntyre. He cuts a promo on Randy Orton, middle of the ring. Orton attacks McIntyre. They battle into gorilla position where Orton punt kicks McIntyre. It didn't even look like he connected, but that would all be rectified later in the night. You guys will know what I'm talking about when I get to that segment. I believe that was the either late second hour or into the third hour. But Randy Orton rectified this punt kick. This was not one of his better ones. But that's how we start the show, a punt kick onto Drew McIntyre. So, okay. And then we do some backstage segments, some video packages. The first half an hour really was just kind of the McIntyre punt and some filler. The first match didn't come until closer to the second half an hour, and that was Bayley versus Shayna Baszler. She injures mouse, girls. hits the ring. Of course, I'm talking about Nia Jax. Nia takes out Shayna Baszler, and Sasha and Bayley kind of hightail it while barking orders at Nia to keep fighting Shayna. Shayna and Nia stop fighting, and they go after Sasha and Bayley. So that sets up Sasha and Bayley's tag opponents for Payback this Sunday, obviously. It's going to be Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, most likely. My question is, how does this make sense? If you're trying to build up Sasha and Bayley as true heels, which I believe you've been trying to do for months, why would you have them take on a set of heels? Shayna Baszler, last I checked, is still a heel. She injures mouse girls is still a heel, obviously. And that's why this company cannot build stars, and that's why this company, unless your name is Randy Orton, this company fails to build new heels. New faces, new heels, you name it, they don't build it. Why? Because they just don't put in the time, the care, and the creative. You cannot bump up two heels and make the community, make your fan base look at them as true heels. Now, we're supposed to look at Sasha and Bayley as true heels, which I definitely try to because I love Sasha, and you guys know I'm high on Bayley, especially as of late. But you want the fan base to look at Sasha and Bayley as legit heels, when in the process, you're having them take on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, another set of heels. And that's the shit that pisses me off. You just can't have face versus face all the time, or heels versus heels all the time. Eventually, you're going to have to build up faces. You're going to have to build up heels. And here's a crazy concept. The baby faces are going to take on the heels. If it seems like I'm harping on that a little much, it ain't harping enough. You know, I just don't understand this company. If it was baby faces that held the tag titles, then I understand Nia and Shayna getting together for a pay-per-view. But fuck, no care into this company. They don't give a shit who is the baby faces, who is the heels anymore. It's fucking anarchy. Everybody just take out everybody. And that's why for the past 10 years, we've had John Cena and Roman Reigns as your top superstar. Two dudes that get 50-50 reactions. And that's why nobody is excited when John Cena came out or Roman Reigns. Unless you're a diehard true fan of Roman Reigns or John Cena, the rest of us were like, okay. Aleister Black. Aleister Black is a guest on the Kevin Owens show. Owens tries to sympathize with Black, telling him he went through the same shit with Seth Rollins that Black is currently going through. Black fakes a medical issue. He basically collapses to one knee. Owens goes to help him, and Black gives him that back elbow followed by a black mass. That, my friends, is an Aleister Black heel turn. You say, cool, right? Because Aleister needed something. I say this, you ruined the perfect baby face. Remember I was just telling you, you need to build superstars? You need to build those baby faces? Aleister Black, especially coming from NXT when he first hit the main roster, this is a bona fide legit superstar. All you have to do is put him in some good positions. How the fuck do you ruin Aleister Black this quickly? They ruined him to the point where they had to turn him heel just to try to get something out of him. But if you ain't booking him correctly, it won't matter. Aleister Black is a face, Aleister Black is a heel, Aleister Black is an in-betweener. If you don't book him correctly, it ain't gonna work. He didn't need to turn heel, you just need to book him properly. It's not a hard concept to grasp, and it's really pissing me off. Because I see it not just with Aleister Black, but with so many others. So it sets up Aleister Black, Kevin Owens. I'm down for the match, you know what I mean? If they're gonna do it at Payback, or knowing them, they'll do it at a Monday Night Raw to try to grab some ratings. Maybe they'll do it in September's pay-per-view, who knows? But I'm down for the match. I just can't believe that this soon we're having to do an Aleister Black heel turn when we were all talking about Aleister Black being one of the best faces that the company was going to see. Just unreal to me that that's what they did. Up next was Ninja Tozawa. He wins a fatal four-way with R-Truth, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Tozawa becomes the 24/7 champion again. And I'm pretty sure all of us in the world, we're either sleeping or we're throwing our remote controls against the wall. Ninja Tozawa, your new 24/7 champion. Yep, that's true. I can't even make that up. Hour number 1 ends and hour number 2 begins with Randy Orton cutting a promo right back to Drew McIntyre when the limitless Keith Lee interrupts, cuts a solid promo, and challenges Orton to a match. I love this. This is like, it's like the new guy showing up on his first day of prison, you know, and you have to walk into the prison yard, go up to the biggest dude and punch him in the face because you want to show all the other inmates that you're not to be fucked with. Keith Lee went up to one of the biggest, baddest dudes in WWE, Randy Orton, and Keith Lee said, "Let's go." It truly reminded me of the dude, first day in prison, going up to the big dude on the block. And I just love that, man. And Orton, I'm just thinking, Keith Lee might be biting off more than he can chew, man, because Randy Orton, he's that dude. You know, but it makes you respect Keith Lee even more. And respect is hard to come by. When you respect somebody, there's a different level of communication, right? And I think Keith Lee, by doing that, he, even for the casual fan, gained respect. I just fucking love that, man. Of course, Orton was like, you want to go one-on-one with Randy Orton, the Viper? You want to go one-on-one with the Apex Predator? Maybe later. And he throws the mic and he ducks out of the ring, and you just knew it wasn't over yet between Randy Orton and Keith Lee. In fact, when they came back from break, they actually announced that they were going to have a match later in the night, so I was like, I'm down with that. As long as nobody loses cleanly, flat on their back looking up at the lights, I'm down with that, actually. We then go into Montez Ford defeating Angel Garza next. Ibar came to the ringside. He stole Garza's girl, who was sitting at ringside, causes a distraction in the process, and Ford gains the upper hand and W. We just saw the tag team title match Sunday. Why are we seeing singles matches now? We saw singles matches leading up to the tag title match at SummerSlam. We got the match at SummerSlam, and now we're seeing more singles matches. Why? Because they have nothing else for this tag division. And then you guys wonder why I can't get behind tag wrestling. At least AEW is starting to bring it back to life. But for WWE, for years, they have made me literally despise tag team wrestling. It is nothing like what it used to be with the Rockers and the Hart Foundation, Demolition, Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, even Harlem Heat over in WCW. I mean, those were tag teams, man. They were legit. They felt like it. They were badass. You knew that they were just some of the best wrestlers. Man, or at least gimmick-wise, man, it captivated you. I don't know. Tag teams back in the day, they just brought the whole division to life. And now you have nobody, so you just have to keep regurgitating Garza and Andrade. And I honestly feel that's the only reason you haven't seen Andrade and Garza feud yet or really break up. It's because you take them away, and who the hell do you have? The Viking Raider Experience Adventure Time Machine, they're too busy playing Monopoly and fucking trying to collect Boardwalk in Park Place. Right? Fucking Battleship, Red Rover, send Montez over. Now you have fucking Ibar. The new gimmick is Ibar is the ladies' man. So first they're playing games for 2 months. Literally fucking tennis, bowling, decathlons, football, basketball, you name it. And now Ibar is a ladies' man. This was a tag team once known as War Machine. Do you guys even realize that? And then the War Raiders, which we still got behind because they were just a badass machine. Both of them. When they showed up, you knew it was going to be destruction and devastation. Now, when they show up, you got to go find your Monopoly board. Or you got to go fucking hide your girlfriend now. Ibar showed up. They're no longer ass-kicking machines. They're fucking jokes. Do you guys not understand this? Are you not seeing the same thing that I am? If you're loving this type of Viking Raider Experience Adventure Time Machine, that's good for you, man. I want nothing to do with this version of the War Raiders. Thank you very much. Because that's what they are to me. Or at least that's what I like to fucking remember them as. Now I gotta fucking see them as, I don't know, man. They could be game show hosts at this point. Fucking, or the Love Connection. I don't know what they're doing with this tag team. I really don't. But anyway, they weren't even, they were involved. Ibar stole the fucking girl, and Angel Garza was distracted, and Montez Ford's picked up the... What more do I need to speak about? I can't fathom I just spent that much time on that fucking match. Ridiculous. 6-woman tag match was up next. This was Zelina Vega and the Icon. They took on Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and She Now Goes Here, Bianca Belair. This wasn't the most polished match, but I actually enjoyed it. They gave them less than 5 minutes, but I feel they busted their asses every single second, so it was a very useful 5 minutes. I also probably enjoyed it because I like every single one of these ladies. Yes, even the Iconics. I know a lot of people trash the Iconics. I don't mind them. Belair hits the KOD on Zelina for the W. So again, I really can't trash this match. I mean, I usually don't like multi-person schmaz matches, but I like every single one of these ladies, and it was cool to see Belair pick up a W. I gotta be honest, it was just good to see Belair on the show, in a match. I mean, that's how horrible this company is becoming. You can't even get somebody like Belair on the card. Next is an arm wrestling contest between United States Champion Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley. Apollo wins. Lashley was pissed off afterwards, and if all of this wasn't weird enough, for some reason Mark Henry was overseeing the arm wrestling contest. What the fuck is Mark Henry doing there? What does he have to do with Apollo and Lashley? Oh, I get it. Is it because he's a strong man in an arm wrestling contest? It's about strong men? Mark Henry, strong? I don't know. Why else would Mark Henry be there? Was there something online that I didn't see and Mark Henry was like going back and forth with them? Or did they just decide maybe Mark Henry will bring in some ratings? This whole segment was weird as fuck. Nobody needs to see an arm wrestling contest between Crews and Lashley. It's fucking weird, man. There was nothing even cool that happened from it. Back in the day, we used to see some arm wrestling contests. They were stupid, but sometimes it would lead to something pretty cool. Nothing. Lashley got pissed and Apollo Crews ran away. Maybe from the entire Hurt Business, I believe. I don't know. Definitely from Lashley. Mark Henry's laughing, and we're all fucking sleeping. Pathetic. Literally pathetic. Doesn't even get better. Lana and Natty end hour number 2 talking shit about Mickie James. Mickie James hits the ring and takes out both Natty and Lana, and well, that's it. That was the entire segment. Lana and Natty talk some shit. Mickie James takes them both out. She smiles, she walks away, and what? Is that supposed to make up for the shitty booking for Mickie James last week? When she came back to WWE and you wouldn't have even known it? It was a 90-second match. She got counted out, and the focus was on Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. And of course, that's punishment because her husband, Nick Aldis, was talking shit about Bruce Pritchard in WWE. So, and their ratings tanking. So Mickie James got punished for her own husband's words. So was this supposed to be... was this any consolation prize? Another 60-second Mickie James segment? She throws a kick and some punches, and that's it. And we're on to the next. They're literally showing another video package. So they literally wanted you to forget about that just as fast as it happened. Hour number 3 begins with Raw Underground. Bobby Lashley is pissed off because of what happened in the arm wrestling. So him and the Hurt Business, they say, we just want to fight tonight. Shane is like, you came to the right place. So Bobby Lashley is just destroying people, including, I believe, Dolph Ziggler was in on this shit. Wow, captivating shit. I really, man. You know, just like the 24/7 title, and so many things that came before it. Raw Underground, you could have done a lot with it, actually. You really could have. Whether you liked it from the beginning or not, you could have actually done a lot with it. Week 1, when I saw Hurt Business with their arms up high, I'm like, all right, see, if at nothing else, it can build stars. And all it did, guys, honestly, was it just got worse and worse as the weeks gone on, to the point where I I roll my eyes now when it hits the airwaves. It's that fucking bad. That fucking bad, honestly. I can't even sugarcoat it. I can't tell you that there was like a positive from it. I can't tell you that Dolph looked any better. This was one of those things where everything about it just made me say, I can't wait till this is fucking over. Truth. If you guys are enjoying Raw Underground, awesome. Again, I gave it a chance because I think everything deserves a chance. Whether we believe that Vince McMahon or the company deserves the benefit of the doubt or not, that's in the eye of the beholder. Most of the time they don't, you're correct. But I believe everything deserves a chance at least. You know, if they're going to try something new, I'm, as a fair reviewer, going to give it a chance. So it's not like I just shitted on this thing from the beginning and I'm just going to do that every week. If you think that, then you don't know the Amplified, man. You're new to the channel maybe. Because I gave it a chance and I'm just seeing it get worse and worse every fucking week. To the point where it's basically non-existent now, and maybe that's for the best. And I love Shane McMahon and everything he's involved with I try to really get behind. This concept it's fading fast. They're going to have to come up with something huge for Raw Underground if it's going to be a legit part of the show that we're going to care about. Just the truth. All right, now that we're in the final hour, we go to Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. Again, all I could think here is Drew McIntyre better interfere because neither of these dudes can take an L here. Thankfully, Drew hit the ring and he took it to Orton. Now, technically, Keith Lee should be DQ'd, but WWE conveniently never mentioned that. Either way, as long as neither one was on their back looking up at the lights, I was good with this. So I was willing to play make-believe, make pretend, enter WWE's little stupid bubble, and not have a definitive winner when something definitive happens. But I don't think they ever really actually mentioned that Keith Lee lost the match because that's what should have happened. But again, I'm okay with that. We shouldn't be mentioning Keith Lee losing any match for months to come. Now, they're calling for, it's going to happen, another Keith Lee versus Randy Orton match, probably at Payback. I wouldn't doubt it. Now, the problem with this, guys, is we're going to be in the same situation we were last night. Neither of these dudes can afford to lose a match. Orton just came out of a loss at SummerSlam to Drew McIntyre. I totally think that's the right decision. I wish it wasn't a backslide because that's just a stupid way to end the match. You have this Viper, this guy who's been punting dudes in the dome piece for weeks, and then he loses on a backslide. You're right, we never saw it coming. And nobody ever wanted to see that coming. But anyway, at least the right person won, Drew McIntyre. Now you just got to build back Randy Orton. It's not going to take a lot because Randy Orton is so damn badass, and he legit is one of the best heels that we've seen in a long time in this business. So it's not going to take a lot. One thing you can't do is have him lose another big match, though, consecutively. Ain't going to happen that way. Of course, with WWE, you never know. Or as Michael Cole would say, WWE. I don't even want to. I'll give myself a fucking headache on my birthday. Now, on the flip side, Keith Lee, you also can't have him lose this match. He just got there. Now he goes there. You know, you can't have Keith Lee losing a match either. So I love the concept of Lee versus Orton right out of the gates on one hand. And on the other hand, this could be travesty if one of these dudes legit is looking up at the lights. I don't know how they go with this. Do they try to do McIntyre Orton at Payback, or are they going to do Keith Lee Orton at Payback? Maybe Drew McIntyre interferes. Nobody has to be flat on their back. I don't know, guys. There's 100 scenarios going through my dome piece right now. I had a lot of coffee, so that's why I'm rambling on about Keith Lee and Orton. Half of me loves this. The other half of me is fucking... Yeah, it makes me cringe because I know how Vince McMahon thinks. Or doesn't think, I should say. Backstage, Orton attacks McIntyre again. Again, he attacks McIntyre. This time, while Drew was cutting an interview, Orton delivers the second punt kick to Drew of the night. And this punt kick, unlike the first one, this one delivered, guys. This one hit him dead on. McIntyre was down and out. They actually loaded him into an ambulance. and they took off with Drew McIntyre. They're saying it could be a skull fracture now. Who knows if that's the case. If it's such a bad injury, then you're not going to see him competing at Payback, correct? So then it would be Keith Lee, but who knows? But pretty cool backstage segment there. One of the very rare segments I actually enjoyed last night, and it was a 45-second Drew McIntyre interview with Orton delivering a second punt kick. SummerSlam rematch for the Raw Women's title was up next. Champion Asuka taking on challenger Sasha Banks. And this was a lumberjack match as well. There was no reason for the lumberjacks, but okay. There was actually no reason to have Sasha Banks and Asuka the very night after SummerSlam. Rest on their awesome performance. Sasha tapped out to Asuka at SummerSlam. Let's move on. Let's continue to build up Sasha, and let's rock with Asuka as champion. But nope. Instead, they just make Sasha Banks tap out for the second night in a row. And this match was even shorter than their SummerSlam match. SummerSlam, they had a 13-minute match. This one was roughly 10 minutes. And again, as I just aforementioned, Sasha's tapping out to Asuka 2 nights in a row. There's no need for that shit, bro. The deed was done at SummerSlam. That's exactly what should have been done. Would I have had Sasha tap out at SummerSlam? Probably not. But absolutely, she drops the Raw title, you give it back to Asuka, who never actually had a full run with it. That's why I'm okay with that. And now Sasha gets to take Bayley's title, and hopefully, finally, Sasha holds the title for more than a month. We'll see. But what the fuck is Sasha Banks tapping out to Asuka 2 nights in a row? Come on, bro, you can't do that shit. You just can't do that shit. So anyway, I gotta move on or I'll harp on this another 10 minutes. Main event was Seth Rollins and Murphy versus Rey Mysterio and Dominik, the Mysterios. Really good tag match, actually, guys. Dominik is on straight fire. Can he maintain this pace week after week, month after month? That remains to be seen, but he's impressing BC for sure. Retribution hits the ring during this match. Rollins and Murphy retreat, and the Mysterios receive the beating of all beatings. Pretty sure Mia Yim was one of those Retribution members, guys. I know her mannerisms, and not only that, but I could kind of see that was her face behind one of the masks. If you guys go back and watch, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, if you know a lot about Mia Yim. And by the way, that would make sense. Keith Lee just debuted last night as well. Of course, we all know that's a real-life couple. Keith Lee is in a relationship with Mia Yim. This would make total sense that they would both kind of debut together, even though she was still masked. But I do believe that was Mia Yim. She was doing all of Mia Yim's movements. She adjusted her mask at one point, and I could have sworn that's definitely Mia. So that's something to look into as well, guys. But this was a beating like we had not seen in a long time, with Retribution on the Mysterios. Murphy and Rollins were watching. At first they were like, yeah, get him. And then you kind of see him like, there was almost like concern, like, damn, like this is a beating. Like, I know we don't like the Mysterios, but they getting fucked up. So, I don't know. I thought it was just well done. You know, this is the best Retribution segment that we've seen to date. I'm not saying I'm behind them or I'm on board with this. I can't wait till we just unmask them, see who they are, and then they can cause damage and destruction. But if we're supposed to just get behind a bunch of fucking, what was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What were those guys? Shredder's people. Foot Soldiers? If we're just supposed to get behind a bunch of fucking teenage house partiers, you know, it's not too fun and it's not captivating. So hopefully we can unmask them soon, get a real core group. I don't even care if they're just NXT dudes and gals, but then we have faces that we can get behind that are badass, that are causing shit, and they're no longer partying teenagers to us. Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Foot Soldiers behind Shredder's orders. Now, if you introduce Shredder, fucking cool. But that was the best Retribution has looked. I mean, this beating on the Mysterios was pretty fucking vicious, pretty badass. And I guess on a show that didn't have a lot of good, I guess we'll kind of cling on to that a little bit. And other than that, not too much else, guys. And that was your Monday Night Raw post-SummerSlam show. So that's really all we got to talk about. Now we go into the go-home show for Payback. That'll be this Friday, SmackDown. And then this upcoming Sunday night, second pay-per-view in 1 week. And that's Payback this Sunday night. So we'll see. I hope to be back with you guys this weekend for Payback build-up. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm taking a birthday hiatus, and I'm just taking off for several days, guys. And so I don't have an exact return date. But much love to all you guys. Thanks for the support always. And yeah, man, I'll talk to y'all soon. Keep kicking that ass. Amplified style. You know how we do this. Think, be, live. If I'm not blowing out my mic right now, amplified. No, I said amplified. Yeah. Now another coffee. It's a more ass whooping. Check you later. Thank you for the happy birthdays too, guys. I know they're streaming in. It means a lot. All right, for real this time. Check you later.